How's it going, guys? First video with the new phone. Stopped by the old man's house. It's a little hot today to get anything really done. Plus I had some stuff I had to do for the mobile wall to repair. I heard the thunder rumbling a little while ago. It's supposed to be thunderstorms down here in a little bit. But yeah, I wanted to get a little bit of a video going while I was here. I was going to do a live, but I don't really have time to wait and hang out. I still got one more thing to do before it starts pouring out. So yeah, hopefully this video looks a lot better than the old ones because it's a brand new phone. Well, not brand new, but well, it is brand new, but it's an S20. It's not that new. Yeah, I should have done this forever ago. My old phone was a Galaxy S8. I paid $100 because I had insurance on it, and I got this one. I was just afraid of losing all my accounts because I forgot all the passwords, but I got them all backed up. So a little bit of news today. So anybody that's from New England or maybe from anywhere in the country, you may have heard well, if you're into these cars, you may have heard of a company called East Coast Trans Ams. He specializes in these things, and one of the things he specializes in is the gauge clusters. Mainly for these, but he's been doing other Pontiacs as well, and Camaros. So I've been trying to find a gauge cluster for this thing since I got it. This thing has a 12-pin cluster plug, which is kind of rare, I guess, because I hadn't been able to find a cluster for it. I found one. It was all the way in Illinois, and nothing against the guy that was selling it or anything. I actually had someone telling me that he was a good seller and everything. I just don't trust sending money. Like the only time I purchase things off of Facebook Marketplace is if I can go pick them up right away. You know, I've never done like send you the money and then send me the part thing, unless it's from like a reputable company like Rock Auto. And maybe that's just the old school in me. I got sweat pouring in my eyes. Maybe that's just the old school in me or something. But so anyways, his name's Don, the owner of the place. He was able to find me a 12-pin gauge cluster housing. So basically the body of the cluster didn't have any gauges in it or anything. It's just the metal body. So basically this guy is going to build me a brand new gauge cluster. So I'm going to have the correct 160 mile an hour speedo, 8,000 RPM tach. This car is actually a base model. I always thought the Esprit was the base model, but I guess there was a lower trim option than the Esprit, and that was the base Firebird, which is what this is. So this car didn't originally come with tach and gauges. This car actually had dummy lights. So I am going to have to change some pins around on that 12-pin connector. And I'm going to have to make a harness for the gauge. The gauge is off to the right on the dash. But because originally I was just going to tell him, I will just put the dummy lights so that way it's just a plug and play and bing bang boom, and I'll keep that little tack that's been in the car. But if I'm paying money to have somebody build something for me, I might as well just get what I want. You know what I mean? So I told him, we'll just do the rally gauges. And he's going to put all new LEDs in it, so it's not going to have, old dim bulbs. It's going to have nice bright backlit gauges. $850, I think he quoted me. And that's a deal, because it's all new stuff. It's going to have all new printed circuit board on the back. And I'm pretty sure that the gauges themselves are going to be brand new. That's likely pretty much all of the new parts are going to be on the interior, because I'm going to have to get a new carpet. I'm going to have to get new covers for the seats. Everything else that's going to go on here is basically going to be like that fender. I didn't want to get a China stamped fender. I had a buddy. He found this fender for me. It's a 71 fender. 71 only had those vents, and I was able to get that. The nose, I'm sure they reproduce those. I wanted a GM part, It sucks too, because they had, I just saw, I wish I could get to Ohio in a couple weeks. They're having a Pontiac swap meet down there in Norwalk, I think, Ohio, Pontiac Nationals. And man, a lot of these guys are telling me it's the place to go to get parts. But there's a guy that's going to that's bringing a set of rear quarters for 71. Now, the 70 to 73 is different on the rear quarters because they have that bumper. There's like a bump out right there, so I can't like get a quarter from a 1980, we'll say, and put that on them, because it won't be right. I won't be able to bolt my bumper up. But this guy that he's getting back to what I was saying, he's got new old stock rear quarters, and they even include the door jambs, the lower rocker, the whole thing, all the way up to here where the lead seam is, and $4,500 for both of them though. But I'll tell you what, if I had the money, I'd pick those up in a heartbeat, because one, they're GM parts, new old stock. It's not some Chinese stamped crap that I'm gonna have to modify, and it would solve 80% of my problems, because I have to fix in here, because as you see, this thing tore out at one point and somebody welded it back together. Or because there's some fucking Bondo right here, they patched this whole door jamb for whatever reason. So that's the good news. But the bad news is I'm not gonna have as much of a budget as I thought I was gonna have. At least not right away. I don't know if I mentioned it on here or not, but my girlfriend's mother passed away this year, and she received a little bit of an inheritance. She got herself a new car. I told her she needs to do something for herself. She needed a new car. She got a nice car for a good price. We had to get ourselves a bed. We've been sleeping on a fucking horrible mattress bed set for the longest time. So we got a new bed from Cardi's coming. And I was hoping to have 10 grand to put into this, but looks like that's going to be cut in half. But that should get me, that for sure should get me the rear quarters, both sides, and whatever floor pans I need. And that will get me started on big work on this thing. Because I'm not, that's most of the reason why this thing's been sitting. Because I'm not going to do what most guys do and just fucking blow the whole car apart and then have it sit here. Because that's how projects get given up on. You lose motivation. You forget about things. This car's going to stay together until I have all the parts I think I need to start cutting it up. And then I'm going to start disassembling it. And the way I'm going to go about that is, I think I've explained it before, but I'm going to disassemble the whole nose, subframe and everything. Roll that out from underneath the front of the car. Store the whole nose of the car in the garage. And I should be able to... I'm gonna build some rolling jacks for the front, and I'm gonna bolt them into where the subframe bolts in the front on the firewall. So that way I'll have the rear end still in it, and then I'll build some rolling jacks so that I can bolt them up to the front here, and that way I'll be able to roll the shell of the car in and out of this garage bay here. In case it gets to be winter time, and I can just roll it in the winter and either work on it in the winter or roll it out or, whatever. But I'm going to do this thing up right. I'm going to start from the front back, just because I feel like if, just the way things are, I feel like if I have this thing jacked up and I start cutting stuff out of the back, I'm going to have problems in the front. Because where the floorboards are rusted out in the front, like all the braces are there for the subframe still, but the floor around it is rotted out, and somebody fucking zip screwed some sheet metal to it. That's hard. I gotta rip all that shit out. But yeah, so I'm gonna start from the front back, and then another thing I'm going to have to get probably brand new is the core support, because this core support's trashed. And it's, I think it's also causing this problem here, or at least part of it. So that's where we're at for now. I'm going to end the video here. Perhaps tomorrow I'll be able to come down here and do some work on this thing. What I want to do is I want to pull the gas tank out of this thing, see what it looks like inside, see if I can get the car running off the gas tank, and then it's either that or I'm going to pull the gas tank out and leave it out, because it's going to have to come out to do some work anyway. So man, that sun's blazing. But that's where we're at. So until the next one, everybody.